Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for clicking on today's video. No, your YouTube isn't broken. I accidentally deleted the intro to this video, so I've had to film this now while I'm editing. But thanks so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be a review of a new wig unit that I bought from Geek Hair Kenya. So if you're interested in finding out what I think of this unit and having a look at how I managed to customize it from out of the box and onto my head, then just keep watching. But of course, before I start, I can't go before I let you know. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Join the fam gang, would be lovely to have you on board. And if you haven't already, then definitely go ahead and follow me over on Instagram to keep up with my daily tidbits over there. Let's just get started. Okay, so the unit looks like this. I got it from Geek Hair Kenya over on Instagram. If you don't know, the whole geek brand behind Geek Boutique and Geek Hair is all done by Nelly Mwangi here on YouTube and over on Instagram. I'm sure so many of you know who she is. I love her, even though I've never met her, but I feel as though we have kindred spirits. You know, like how you can meet somebody online and somehow you interact with somebody online and you feel like you know them somehow. That's kind of how I feel with Nelly. So as soon as she launched this hairline towards the end of last year, I had been eyeing her brand and I said to myself that I was going to get one. I was supposed to buy this unit around Christmas time, but then I managed to get it here in February. And I was trying to decide between the different lengths because I thought about going for something really long, but actually for myself, I get tired of really long hair after a while and I don't like it touching me and things, and it's just a little bit too much. So I decided then to go for this unit, which is the 12-inch unit. So all of the units that come from Geek Hair are full lace units. So I haven't touched this at all. It is literally how it came. As you can see, it's got full lace. And let me just turn it inside out and show you it's basically full lace. So there are no tracks whatsoever. So that means that you can part this absolutely anywhere. Even if you want to do cornrows right the way to the back, you can do it with this. If you want to hold this up, you can do it with this. So that's the thing that excited me about this. So I got the 12-inch. And I had Geek Hair put the elastic band on in there. So basically, I have had this for about 2 weeks at this point, and I just put it aside because I knew I wanted to film this video and show you basically how I would style this wig and how I go basically from this to my finished unit. I'm just going to put this on my arm there, and I don't know whether you'll be able to see. But it comes with a pre-plucked hairline. It's not very plucked, but it's kind of subtly plucked. The knots aren't bleached, and I did ask them about that, like whether they could bleach the knots or whether I could bleach the knots, but was advised not to because it might damage the lace. I'll see what this looks like on. I might end up bleaching it myself and just risking it. And the color of the lace comes in this kind of brown, which is a little bit light for my skin tone. I don't know if you can see it there on camera. So I might apply a little bit of foundation on this just to see, once I put it on and I see what it looks like on my head. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and try this on. So it has a few combs on the inside as well for extra security, plus this whole elasticated hooks bit at the bottom if you want extra snatchdom. But I think this elastic band will probably cut it, but let's see. So I'm pushing the elastic band towards the back, and then I'm just going to pop this on. Just to kind of get an idea of what that looks like. So I've not trimmed any of this lace at all. It is exactly as it is. Of course, all of this excess will have to go. And the little ear tab bit, I just want to line up those ear tabs to make sure that they'll be in the right place. So the ear tab bit will come down here, as you can see, and then I'll cut around the lace so that that fits behind my ear. Do you know what, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't even worry about this hairline. It does actually look quite good. If you are a bit fussy or you like a particular look, you might go in and pluck it. But honestly, I reckon I could probably just wear this as is. Yeah. So this is kind of like what the 12 inches looks like in terms of length. I was playing around with the idea about possibly cutting this into a bob, but I'm not skilled enough to do that, so I won't be doing that. So as you can see, the texture is raw, so it's kind of got like soft waves to it. It feels really good, like the quality feels quite nice. And I'm not getting any shedding as I'm running my fingers through it. It's not kind of like sticking in my fingers or anything like that. So I would say that looks pretty good. Of course, a raw unit like this can also take heat. So if you want to have it straight, then I can like, you know, super straighten this out and have it lying down sleek. Or I can have it like this, or put in some flexi rods and add a little bit more volume to it. But honestly, I really like just what this looks like. It looks so natural, so effortless. So I'm gonna attempt to cut this lace off. I'm kind of terrified because if you jack this up, you've jacked it up. I'm gonna go quite close to the hairline and almost try and follow it and see how we do. It feels really secure on with that elastic band, but as I say, it's got the extra little hooks if you want to add a little bit of extra tightness. And if your hair isn't in cornrows like mine is, then you can use those clips to kind of secure it even more. So let me just show you, like, look, it's not going anywhere. But let's cut the lace and then we can see what the situation is. I'm just pulling it forward, especially as I come here to my hairline, just to see how that will blend. Because I've got quite a big forehead, so that needs to sit in the right place. So I reckon that's probably the right positioning there now. Just as I come here, I just want to make sure that I don't cut off any of the hair. So I'm just going to pin up this hair here so that I can see what I'm doing. Right, I've reached down here, so I'm just going to stop and cut off this side, and then I'll probably take it off my head and finish off cutting. So I'm just going to pin up that excess as well and start to cut. I'm going to have to cut this way around because I'm right-handed. So again, I'm just going to try and bring this forward, see what it looks like onto my hairline, and just make sure that I get as close as I can and I don't have too much excess lace to lie down. I think that looks okay, so let me take this off my head and cut off the excess lace and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is me with the wig plunked on my head. I haven't done anything to it except just cut off the lace. So I want to just show you what these little ear tabs look like, because I feel as though this can be the trickiest bit of wearing a wig. If you have these tabs, how to kind of deal with them. So if anywhere you are going to be showing the sides of this, you want to make sure that this tab sits and covers up your hairline. So you can see my hairline there, and the tab should cover it. I'm pulling it so that it lays tight and flat. If I was just to hold it, you can see here that some of my hair is out. But if you pull it just a little bit, then it will sit exactly where you want it to sit. And same for this side, just to pull it down and hold it there. Now that I've cut off the lace, I feel as though I will probably want to go in and pluck this hairline, but I won't be doing that today just because I'm a little bit pressed for time. The wig doesn't look bad and I can definitely get away with wearing it as it is without that kind of plucked up hairline, but I would just want to reduce some of the bulk here at the front, which isn't a lot, but I would just want to reduce it so that it looks more like my own natural hairline, which is quite thinner in the front and then builds up as it goes. So you could totally just wear the wig like this and have these bits down, the hair down, to cover up that, but I do just want to make sure that this is stuck to my head. So the most common option is to then go in with a gel, and the famous one that we all know is the Got2b. So I have both of the yellow ones, so you can use the gel itself or you can use the freeze hold spray. I prefer the freeze hold spray, but it's just up to you whatever you want to use. And I bought mine, sorry, I didn't buy any of these here in Kenya. I bought mine when I was traveling. So if any of you know where somebody can get this at a reasonable price, because I just see some people giving some rip-off prices online, but if you know somewhere where somebody can get this at a reasonable price, then leave a comment down below. Let's help each other out. So I've just got a rat tail comb, which is basically just looks like that. And I'm just lifting up that flap, and I'm just going to spray some of this Got To Be here next to my hairline. I don't do the whole I don't know, with a dryer and all that stuff. For me, that's just a little bit too much. Like, I like nice hair, but I ain't got time to sit here and spend the amount of time that I do on my makeup on my hair. That's like really not it for me. So I don't ever really take too much time on that. So I'm just gonna spray that and leave it a second, and then spray this side as well. And so while this side is starting to get a little bit tacky, I'm just gonna pull the wig hair down and then start to adhere the lace to where I have glued. Just gonna pull down this as well. So I'm just using the thin end of this comb to basically lay that lace down. And why this kind of comb is really good is because you can use it to flatten down that lace so that it doesn't roll up, you don't get any lumps and bumps, and that it lays very, very flat. And now I can do this other side. If your wig is nice and tight, like this one is with the elastic band, I don't really feel the need to spray across my head, because that area lays pretty flat anyway. I'd rather do the least that I can, so it's up to you if you feel like you want to spray there as well. It's absolutely not a must. Okay, while that's going on, so that is kind of now gluing to my head. So what I want to do just to help it stay absolutely securely in place is just to wrap it up with a scarf to help keep it on flat. So I'm just using this silk scarf to basically tie around my head. Oh, and I should get rid of these, I don't need them anymore. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, be right back. All right, so I've taken the scarf off and that's all laid. Now, like, it's completely laid, it's gorgeous. So it comes with a side part already kind of worked in, and it is quite thin. I don't even know if you can see it there on screen. So what you might have to do with this to make it look a little bit more realistic is just to pull out some of these hairs. On her video, Nelly literally just went in and pulled. I would say you should probably tweeze these. It is quite a thin part, so you could definitely go ahead and pluck out a few hairs if you want to, no problem. What I want to do is I just want a little bit of lift here in the front, and you can see here at the front I haven't glued it down, but I do just want a little bit of lift. So I'm just going to spray that with some Got To Be and kind of push it upwards, because I want a lift at the front and also here at the side. Oh, And then just grabbing a paddle brush and then just brushing this out now. And then the last thing that I do is to go in with this anti-frizz oil from Cantu. I bought this completely on a whim, but I really like it. It just kind of helps to calm any flyaways I might have, and it's super lightweight. Like honestly, you don't feel as though your hair has been coated in things. Like it doesn't feel like you've dumped a lot of stuff on it. It just feels right. So there we go, easy peasy. So now to my final thoughts. So this is more of like a first impressions, of course, because I haven't worn this wig beyond shooting this video. But I have to say that in terms of receiving the wig and the quality of the wig, it feels incredible. Nice and soft, silky, not doing any funky shedding business. If you do see any hairs here on my top, it's from cutting. It's not from falling out in the hair. So it feels really nice and silky. It's not too bulky as well. I don't like hair that feels too big. I feel like it just takes over my life and I feel like it's a bit too much. So this is like the perfect density for me. I do also have to say that this came laundered, so it smells fantastic. Thank you very much, Geek Hair, for laundering this before. Nobody likes that whole factory chemical smell. So it's nice to get a nice kind of shampoo smell in it as well. The cost of the hair with the band included was 16,000 shillings, which actually, if you compare to a lot of well-known hair brands here in Kenya, that is really, really competitive. I mean, that's such a good price. And in terms of looking at the hair and feeling it, having compared it to hair that I've seen out there, this is good stuff. So I feel as though if you have an idea of what you're doing with your hair, then definitely you can go ahead and buy a unit and customize it for yourself like I have. If you're a complete newbie but you have a hairdresser, you might also want to purchase the wig like this and then take it to your hairdresser for them to fix it. But if you're a complete newbie and you also don't have a hairdresser and you're just completely clueless about what to do, then you might want to opt for an option where there's a physical store where you can go in and get advice. But on price, this is almost unbeatable. The quality is really, really good. I'm very pleased with my purchase and I would recommend this hair to other people. So I'm sure you'll be seeing me rock this hair and style it lots of different ways on Instagram and things. I'll leave all the details down below of Geek Hair and you can go ahead and contact them for all of the jazz. Yeah, so that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.